Right now, people in a small community in southern Colorado still cannot go home because of a wildfire. It started Sunday in Las Animas County, west of the town of Aguilar. It destroyed 2 buildings and burned more than 100 acres right now with no containment. Another small fire is burning west of the U.S. Air Force Academy in El Paso County. Firefighters say it has burned about 20 acres near the Rampart Reservoir. They initially told people south of Woodland Park to prepare to evacuate, but they did call that off. Firefighters have hoses set up all the way around the fire and are cooling things down. The same area burned in the Waldo Canyon fire in 2012, you may remember. Fortunately, though, this fire nowhere near that intense.
Those who lived in an apartment building that had a deadly fire say they had complained to management long before that fire broke out. One person died in the Ivy Crossings apartment fire. A tenant we spoke to says he wrote the fire marshal with concerns about electrical issues. He complained the outlets sparked every time he plugged something in. Documents show the fire marshal came to that place in February and told management about broken fire doors and the lack of a manual alarm system, both of which are violations of fire code. We've tried multiple times to get in touch with management at Ivy Crossings, but have not made contact. The fire department says marshals finding violations isn't unusual, and they typically try to work with management to fix them.
No class for Eagle Crest High School today. This is because a teacher there died, possibly from a very contagious infection. The Cherry Creek School District says a teacher died over the weekend after having symptoms indicating bacterial meningitis. It's a serious infection that can be deadly without antibiotics. The Arapahoe County Public Health Department is reaching out to all students and staff who had close contact with the teacher before her death. The school district says those people can get preventative antibiotics. They are canceling classes and activities today while they finish doing their contact tracing. The district is also bringing in mental health support for students when they return to school tomorrow.
A woman who used to work at Denver County Court will get $200,000 from the city. She accused the city of retaliating and failing to investigate after accusing a judge of sexually assaulting her. Denver City Council approved the settlement last week. The former county clerk says Judge Andrew Armadas assaulted her at work in 2016 when he was a senior judge. She says she reported the incident, but says it wasn't investigated for 2 years. According to the lawsuit, the judge was known for making unwanted advances towards women at work. Rebecca Norris says she was fired after she filed charges of employee discrimination and retaliation in 2018. Norris gave us permission to share her name and said in a statement, "Thank God it's over. I stand by these allegations." Now, 9 News does not normally name victims of sexual assault. An email to a court administrator has not been returned.
A couple says they have to close their market inside an RTD station because of meth contamination. The Chaws run Ginny's Market inside the downtown Boulder station. RTD closed bathrooms and hallway there back in January after finding high levels of methamphetamine contamination. Giwa Chaw says she paid rent in January and bought thousands of dollars in inventory just before they had to close. And without reopening, she and her husband don't see another way out.
Nobody take responsibility. I lost everything. So I just talked to the city of Boulder, some kind of financing helping. They said no. I called RTD. We didn't terminate our contract, just delayed. I already paid a month, whole month January, the rent. So I don't know, what can I do?
That's so tough. RTD says the Chaws don't have to pay rent right now because they can't operate their store. RTD also estimated it will be another 3 months before things can open again.
A man from Denver is in jail accused of calling in more than a dozen violent racist threats against Colorado's first black congressman. Investigators say he left those voicemails after Democratic Congressman Joe Neguse called for tougher gun laws. Michael Kennedy is accused of leaving at least 17 threatening voicemails at Neguse's office. Investigators say he left a message saying he had an AK-47 pointed directly at the congressman. When Denver police officers questioned him, they say Kennedy said he only wanted to scare Neguse and not shoot him. Kennedy is now facing 2 felony charges tied to those threats. Court documents say he's left similar messages in the past for other Colorado Democrats, including Denver Mayor Michael Hancock, Congresswoman Diana DeGette, and Governor Jared Polis.
Denver School Board Vice President Ayante Anderson is avoiding the possibility for a second censure, at least for now. The board decided not to discuss it as planned last night. Anderson was previously censured for online flirtations with a 16-year-old girl. At last night's meeting, every board member except President Sochi Gaitan voted to take the issue off the agenda. Gaitan is accusing Anderson of violating board policy by talking about confidential meetings following the shooting at East High School that left 2 administrators injured. The board decided to spend the meeting discussing school safety instead, not Anderson's actions. Anderson called the attempt to censure him an act of anti-blackness. A DPS spokesperson says the effort to discipline him could be discussed at a future board meeting if the president puts it on the agenda.
All right, one thing that you need to know about your forecast for today is that we are expecting another red flag warning with these hot temperatures. Some areas in the southeastern plains could have a reading of 90 degrees plus this afternoon. Red flag warning lasts from noon o'clock up until 8 o'clock tonight. And once again, that's for anywhere you see in that hot pink color.
Greg, thank you very much. Tonight there's a citywide vigil scheduled in Louisville to honor the lives lost in a shooting that occurred at a bank. New body camera video has been released showing officers confronting the suspect during Monday's shooting that left 5 people dead. Police also released bystander video that gives an additional view of what transpired outside of the bank. As the Uvalde community moves forward from last year's deadly school shooting, officials are revealing plans for a new elementary school there. These are the renderings the school district just released. The proposed design includes a tribute tree to the 21 lives lost last May. The Democratic Party has chosen Chicago to host its 2024 National Convention. The DNC will be held from August 19th to the 22nd. Last year, the Republican Party decided to hold its 2024 National Convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Those dates are July 15th to the 18th.